Hello everyone and welcome to Big Rock Moto. Thank you so much for tuning in today. In today's ride tested video, I'm bringing you a review of the Chigee AIO-5 Play for BMW. Now, over the past year, I have been testing every navigation system for motorcycles that I could get my hands on. This is a Trailtech Voyager Pro. I tried just using my phone with different apps on it, using a quad lock mount. I've got a couple different carplay tablets with Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. I've got Garmin Zumo XT1 and XT2 that I've tested. This is a DMD or Drive Mode Dashboard tablet with a proprietary DMD software. And finally, that leads me to the Chigee, both the BMW version and I've also tested their more universal version with the dash cams. All right, some disclaimers as we get started. Chigee did send me both this and the universal version free of charge. I also have an affiliate program with Chigee that I just signed up for. So I'm asking you, please, this is a disclaimer and a request. If you're gonna purchase any Chigee products, please use my affiliate links in the description and the pinned link, the pinned comment below. And it will really help support the channel and I would really appreciate that. I also have affiliate link for some of the other products that I just mentioned, some of the other navigation systems. So that's a disclaimer, but it's also my request. Now, I did not get a cash direct payment to do this video. All right, I think it's helpful before we get further into the Chigee to just briefly talk about what are the different types of navigation systems that you might purchase for your motorcycle. Whether you've got a cruiser, a touring bike, a sport bike, an adventure bike, dual sport, whatever it might be. So you have units like this is the latest Garmin unit, it's a Zumo XT2. Something like this can only do one thing, really. I mean, it can connect to your phone technically, and you do have like a little music player, but you can't use apps from your phone. No Google Maps, no Gaia, no Onyx or whatever you like to use. No Spotify, no YouTube Music, all the apps that you might use from your phone, Pandora, whatever it is, can't do that with the Garmin. Plus, these are really expensive. You have dual sport or off-road oriented things like this Trailtech Voyager Pro. You have the sort of off-road, more rally inspired, like super hardcore DMD hardware and software that's really good. Then you've got more universal tablets like this carplay, and there's others where they basically allow you to have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay on your motorcycle dash or on your handlebars. You've also just got your cell phone. Now your cell phone is very powerful, right? It has a lot of apps in it. You can use this. However, there can be disadvantages to putting this on the handlebars of your bike. It's going to get wet. It could potentially get dirty. It could get cracked. It's going to overheat in the sun. So there are issues with doing that. So what have I found after a year of testing all this different stuff? I've found, to be very honest, that what I just want Apple CarPlay, Android Auto on my screen. That's it. That's all I really need and all I really want because I'm already familiar with the applications on my phone. I've already got my music on there. It's linked up to all my accounts. I've got my different off-road navigation apps. I can use Google Maps if I want to navigate in the city or search for things. I can pull up anything I want and I'm familiar with it. So that's just easier. So when I jump on my bike, it connects wirelessly to the little screen, whether I'm using the carplay or one of these Chigees. I've got my Android Auto set up because I'm an Android user and I'm good to go. I can do whatever I need to do, get notifications. I can connect also my Cardo, or whether you use Senna, Cardo, whatever it is, doesn't matter. You connect this up to your phone too, and then you have control through your helmet headset, which of course you're probably gonna do. So that's the approach that I've found is the best. And we'll be talking more about that in the other video when I go through all these other nav units. So if you're thinking of getting a Garmin, or maybe you already have one of these, or if you're a BMW owner, and that's who this video is really targeted at, if you're looking at the Navigator units from BMW, whether it's the connected ride thing or their own Nav5 and Nav6, which are essentially rebranded Garmin's, they're just extremely limited. If you look at the price you pay, 500 bucks, 800 bucks, whatever they are, I think this XT2 was 600 bucks. All they can do is provide an outdated looking map. They can connect to your phone for basic like music playing, and that's really about it. Like it doesn't make sense to me to pay $500 to $1,000 for something that's like 10% of what your phone can do, right? This phone is way more powerful, the software. So anyway, you get what I'm saying. All right, so now finally, I know I talked too long, but let's get into the AIO-5 Play for BMW. This has got to be one of the most innovative and promising motorcycle products of 2024, in my opinion. Especially, of course, because I ride BMWs quite a bit, and I have a 1300 GS sitting here behind me. But this is going to apply to pretty much any of the late model, I would say past 10, 15 years. If you have a BMW with a little nav cradle already installed, it's already wired in, and you don't have a nav 5 or 6 or a Garmin with an adapter or one of the others with an adapter, this is going to be the way to go, and I'm going to tell you why. So the Chigee AIO-5 Play for BMW is around $500. I think that's a really good price because, again, a Zumo is more than that, a Garmin Montana is more than that, the BMW solutions are more than that, and they only do about 20% of what this will do. This is way better and way more powerful and gives you much more flexibility. And also, the amazing thing about this that they finally figured out, which is phenomenal, is that this interfaces and you can use the wonderwheel controller or the multi-controller switch on your BMW and the little turn signal button, and we'll put up some images and video up here of how that works. But you can navigate through the device without taking your hands off the handlebar of your BMW, and that's fantastic. All right, so how does this thing actually work? So I'm going to put up a bunch of video that I shot here in addition to some video that I took from Chigee's website. Basically, you're going to get it, take it out of the box. It's all ready to go. There's no wiring. You simply plug it into the cradle on your BMW, and that's it. It's installed. I mean, it's really nice. Then you're gonna, when you turn your bike on, it's gonna come up to the home screen on the Chigee. So the Chigee has dashboard functions as well. You can do tire pressures, RPM, trip computers, all sorts of monitoring for all the systems of your bike, because it's got that data coming through that connection to your BMW. So you've got all that, and then you go into and it'll start up your Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. You'll have to initially set that up based on the phone you use, and then after that, every time you start the bike, this unit's going to get power. It's going to automatically connect to your phone wirelessly. So you've got your phone in your jacket pocket or whatever, wherever you keep it. You don't have to do anything to it. No plugging it in. It's just going to connect. Then you're going to have full Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. All your apps are going to be there. And if you have a Cardo or a Senna, I happen to use Cardo. It's going to connect to that. Well, actually, this will be connected to your phone. So both the Chigee and your helmet comm are going to be connected to your phone. That's the way it's going to work the best. And I've tested that and it works very, very well in terms of music and phone calls and everything that you would want to do. The thing that's great about a device like this or some of the other devices that use Android Auto, Apple CarPlay is that you already know how to use it. If you know how to use your phone, then you know how to use this device, and that's the beauty of it. It's not like with this DMD tablet I have using this DMD2 software. It's amazing, but there's a huge learning curve. It's a completely different ecosystem than what you're used to. You don't have to worry about that if you get a product like this. The whole design and execution of this thing, everything from the screen, how bright it is, the touch screen, how easy it is to install, how everything just connects seamlessly. It's such a good product to use. And you guys know, I don't make videos about products here on this channel too often, and I only try to reserve it for products that I think are like in that top 10%. Now, I would encourage you to go over to Chigee's website if you want to know the details, the specs, all the little details about this product. They've got a ton of good videos and content there, and I'm putting some of that up on the screen throughout this review. And again, please use my links if you're going to purchase it, because that really helps support the work I'm doing here at Big Rock Moto. Now, are there some improvements that I'd like to see with this device? So on this device, and I also have the universal one here that I've tested on other bikes with the dash cams. By the way, this is also a really good product. I really do like it. The dash cams are amazing. There is a lot more wiring and setup if you get something like this, if you're riding a non-BMW. So back to the BMW version, a couple things I'd like to see. The screen, I would like a 6-inch screen. So this is a 5-inch screen. I just find it to be a little bit on the small side. It's okay. I still recommend this, but I would like to see a 6-inch screen. I found that that's a perfect size. So I've tried an 8-inch screen. Over here I'm looking at the DMD. I think my Carplay is a 7-inch. I think the Zumo is about 6 inches or so. This seems to be about the sweet spot. So that's just one recommendation I would have for Chigee going forward. I have the same kind of recommendation for the universal Chigee AIO-5, the AIO-5 Lite, as I'd like to just see a little bit larger screen. It would just improve the product that much more. All right, so in summary, if you are looking for a navigation or infotainment type solution for your BMW motorcycle, this is the one to get. I'm just telling you flat out. I mean, I'm gonna do the other video here in the next couple of weeks with all these other devices, because there are certain applications where you want those other devices, and that's great, and we'll talk about that. But if you ride a BMW and you've already got the Nav Cradle, this is plug and play, and it gives you an easy way to use Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, use all your apps, super easy, seamless, and you have integration with the existing controller on your BMW handlebars. That's really what sets this apart. So for 500 bucks, I know it's not cheap, but relative to the other solutions out there, this is a smoking deal, and I'd probably pick one up before they decide later to increase the price because they could probably get more for this thing. So anyway, I hope this review has been useful. I mean, I love this product. I'm using it on my personal bike, even though I have like 5 other navigation devices I could be using. This is the one that goes on my 1300 GS, and I would not change this out for anything else, unless they come out with a version that has a bigger screen, that I might upgrade. But beyond that, I hope this review has been useful. Again, please use those links if you're gonna purchase this stuff. It really helps me out. And stay tuned for the other video where I kind of talk through the ins and outs of all these other options. It'll be more of a buyer's guide to navigation, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching. Ride safe, and I'll see you out there.